Thank you very much.
Sorry, has the Coalition had an opportunity to closely scrutinise the government's emergency immigration legislation? And what are your remaining concerns with the legislation?
Well, look, what I'd say is that Clare O'Neil is like this rolling train wreck. She goes from one stop to the next, and every stop she crashes into the platform. The train's derailed on a daily basis. She's a complete debacle, just a walking disaster for the government. And we saw Clare O'Neil say that it was okay for 150 people to be released into the community. These are serious criminals. And she says, well, we can't do anything about it. The High Court said that these people needed to be released. As it turned out, the High Court didn't say that. And these people are out committing more crimes. We're talking about rapists. We're talking about paedophiles, people who have committed sexual assault against women and children. And that was Clare O'Neil's big claim to fame to start with, which was a disaster. We now see that Clare O'Neil is putting forward urgent legislation into the Parliament. It's splitting the Labor Party. They're saying to some countries, but not others, that you can't bring people to Australia, that they won't issue visas, that they might issue visas in certain circumstances. It's a dog's breakfast. And then we find that the housing crisis that our country is in at the moment is as a result of this government bringing in 1 million people over the last 2 years when we're only building 170,000 houses a year. So generally over the last 10 years, we've brought in the same number of people as number of houses and units built. But over the last 2 years, 1 million people have come in and less than 340,000 homes have been built. That's why people can't get rental accommodation. It's why your kids and your grandkids can't afford to buy a home. And that is a direct decision of Clare O'Neil. And Clare O'Neil says yesterday that the government's going to halve the migration number, yet in the MyEFO figures in December, the figure was 345,000. So I don't know whether she's making it up as she goes along, but what I do know is that Australians can't find an affordable rental property, Australians can't afford to buy a home, and there are a lot of Australians under Labor who are being told that they can never expect to own a home. Well, I promise you this, under a Liberal government, we will introduce policies which will make it possible for young people to own homes. We will make it possible for home ownership to be an Australian dream again, and we will make sure that our policies support families, because we know as people move into retirement, if you own your own home, your future is so much more secure. You haven't got to worry about a mortgage and the stress that goes with that, or continuing to pay rental payments. And this government has created a disaster, not just in the energy market, not just in manufacturing, but obviously in relation to housing as well. As is always the case, a Liberal government, a coalition government, will clean up Labor's messes. Thank you very much. Thank you.